Hi. Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome, greetings. How are you? Greetings, everyone. Hello. Hello, guys. Yes, I know. Different time. Hello, Laulu. Hello, Ile. Welcome. Hello, Babalola. Welcome, Olainka. Welcome. Thank you. Adejumo. Welcome. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate you all. Welcome. Please share. I didn't want to interrupt the Sunday's program because I'm here. I was here also watching, and I wanted to watch it to the end. So I love Ask. And this is like, it's been a while since I've watched it to the end, and there's so many interesting questions that have been asked. So if you missed that session, which is just finished now, please go to Sunday Adelaja Official on YouTube, and you will find the program on there later on after this program, of course. So today we're going to continue, guys. Unbelievable cult experience and religious manipulation. I call it part 2, but it's not really part 2. There's several parts to it, but every weekend we start the parts again. So we started yesterday, and then we'll continue tomorrow. So today is number 2. So thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Please share so more people can join us. Hi, Omusa, welcome. Thank you, Atinuke, welcome. Hello, Rima, welcome. Thank you very much. Finally, lady, I'm so sorry, Rima. I do apologize. I was watching Ask. So this is Ask Dr. Sunday. Is on every 2 weeks, and I'm currently in Ukraine. So for that reason, I wanted to I wanted the program to finish, and I was also listening to the program properly myself, because most of the time I don't have I'm doing this program and I don't listen to it to the end. And besides, there was some technical issues with Ask when they started. Anyway, let us just get on with it. Thank you very much. I do apologize, and I appreciate you for joining. So thank you. Hello, Mrs. Olojo. Welcome. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Plutonic. Welcome. Thank you, Aishat. Welcome. Thank you, William. Welcome. Yes, I was listening, William. And thank you, Gasti. Welcome. Thank you very much. Who else? Joy. Welcome. Thank you. Ewesi. Welcome. Hi, Paul. Welcome. Vincent. Welcome. Hi, Grace. Welcome. Yo Soy. Well done. Thank you. I appreciate you all. So please share, guys. I am going to go on. I'm going to go on today. Oh, guys, another thing that I need to remind you is also that today Dr. Sunday and Daddy Freeze will be on live. So that would be I think that would be 7 p.m. Ukraine time, and that is 5 p.m. UK time. So if you're watching from UK, it's 5 p.m. and Ukraine time is 7 p.m. But if you're watching anywhere else in the world, please check your time zone. I can only give you BST, which is British Summer Time. That's the time that I know well. So check your own time zone for, that's 5 p.m. BST. Dr. Sunday and Daddy Freeze will be on live today. It's a very busy day today, and I'm really excited about the programs that I've been on today. So thank you all. Please share this. Thank you. Abex, welcome. Yuyi, welcome. Thank you very much. Dorothy, welcome. Boli, welcome. Thank you. Oladipupo, welcome. Hello, Dele, welcome. Appreciate you. Adebowale, welcome. Henry, welcome. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Plutonic has put their statement of truth there, so please, guys, read. Babalola said thunder and bomb. DF, Dr. Freeze, Daddy Freeze, and Dr. Sunday Adelaja. Love. Yes, thunder and bomb indeed. Thank you. So, guys, let's get on now. We're going to, I know there's a lot of program on right now. So if people are far and few, of course, they can still watch this later. So that is not a problem. I think people can choose what program they want to watch. But let's do this. You know, it's really interesting. I'm really getting educated. And also, I appreciate the fact that a lot of people are sharing their experience, especially ex-members of GRA, or should I say former members of GRA, that's God Remnant Assembly, who's the overseer is Akintayo Emmanuel. He used to be called Akintayo Brown, but it's now Akintayo Emmanuel. So in our usual fashion, guys, let us play this first video, which is the video that tells us not to keep quiet. So here we go. I'm going to put that video on in a sec. Okay. Can you guys hear my voice clearly, by the way? It was on silent for some reason. Anyway, let's go. Oh, what's happened? Wow, what's going on? Okay, it's okay. Here we go.
When ignorance and materialism become an institution, truth becomes rebellion. The moment ignorance becomes the chief in the place, people that speak the truth look like the troublemakers. No, they're not the troublemakers, they're the truth speakers. You don't lose ground for these folks. Don't keep quiet. Put it on your Facebook, bombard WhatsApp, go all over Twitter. You don't keep quiet. You lose your reputation the moment you want to serve Jesus. Forget reputation. I don't care about relationships. I don't need your platform. I will not lose ground for you. For what? Why would you keep quiet? What are you after? Money? Fame? Don't you realize you're going back to Jesus to report to him what you've done?
I love this. I'm going to play it again, guys.
When ignorance and materialism become an institution, truth becomes rebellion. The moment ignorance becomes the chief in the place, people that speak the truth look like the troublemakers. No, they're not the troublemakers, they're the truth speakers. You don't lose ground for these folks. Don't keep quiet. Put it on your Facebook, bombard WhatsApp, go all over Twitter. You don't keep quiet. You lose your reputation the moment you want to serve Jesus. Forget.
Okay, guys, we've got a caller already. So I'm just going to put the caller on. I don't know who it is. So caller, please bear with me. Hello, 1 second, please. Just bear with me. A couple of seconds or more. Hold on. Hello, go ahead, caller. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my name is Osaibo Ouyi. I'm calling from Tokyo, Japan.
Hello. Thank you. Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
want to thank you for your, creating your own time to come on air, to try to bring people together, to try to open the eyes of people, their consciousness, Today, Christianity in Africa, particularly the ones they have in Nigeria, it's all about exploitation. If you hear people's story, you'll be baffled. I watched your program yesterday, I think for about 40 minutes or so. I listened to the lady that was married, they gave her a man. God told them to marry this, set them up. A pastor set her up to marry with the guy at the same church, It's about time people start to pay attention to these so-called pastors saying God spoke to them to, to set them up in marriages and everything. If you notice, the Christ Embassy founder, Chris Oyakhilome, the daughter got married, I think last week or so, right?
Yes.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the daughter got married, I think last weekend.
Yes.
And what surprised me most was, Pastor Chris' wife didn't attend their daughter's wedding. So I was asking myself, where is the Christianity? Where is the forgiveness? Where is the spirit to forgive? These are both pastors. These are people who read Bible from Genesis to the end, who do everything like they.
But they say they do. Caller, they say that they do.
Preach. Pastor Chris' wife did not attend their daughter's wedding, and none of the wife's family member, went to that wedding. So, and secondly, PDP just picked the presidential aspirant, the former vice president, Atiku Abubakar.
Yeah.
And I want you to watch very closely why you see like Nigeria will remain underdeveloped. The politicians are using the religious leaders to control the people. You know, Oyedipo, you know, is romancing with Obasanjo and Atiku. Why Kumuyi and G.O. what's his name? Like Redeem, the owner of Redeem, or the general overseer. I forgot the name. Like Adeboye. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, like Adeboye is supporting Buhari, even though like for 3.5 years Buhari has not completed a single project. Our people are in abject poverty. I spent 3 months in Nigeria this year. There is no hospital. There is nothing work in that country. Yet you see these religious clergy, selfish men, you know, rubbing shoulders with the people that looted the futures of Nigerians. So I want to thank you for this program, and I want to thank you for Dr. Sunday for creating time to, you know, to teach the people, to open the consciousness of people. People are really learning. And I tell you what, those pastors are also watching your program. They are using a prosy account to watch, you know, like to watch your program. You guys are hitting them very hard. That the praise is hitting them back home in Nigeria. So I want to tell you that you deserve some accolades, and you know, I pray God give you the grace and wisdom to move on with your program.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kola. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hello guys, you know, this guy, the caller, is a new caller, and this program today is about GRA or religious charlatan. But I see that what he is saying is actually important for this time, is pivotal to this period and time that we're in, and I appreciate the caller for calling us to share his thoughts on what is happening. You know, I don't actually think that it is politicians that is using pastors and religious leaders in quotes. I don't consider them as leaders. I actually think is the pastors and religious leaders that are using the politician, and the politician are paying them handsomely. It's a lose-lose for them, but they don't realize they think it's a win-win, and they want to continue. You know, Oyedepo has no business. Adeboye either has no business. When they're doing something wrong in society, they don't go to them and say, stop it. You know, but when they want to use each other and take money, handsome amount of money from each other, then especially pastors taking it from these charlatans, political charlatans, religious charlatans and political charlatans, they're all the same. You know, I like it when they show each other like this. You know, all what you've been seeing in the media, you've been seeing their pictures. I like it. The thing is that those who have ears, let them ears. Those who can see, let them see. You know, I don't know what justification you have. You know, light and dark can never be in the same. They're all darkness. And that's why they're in the same place and they're rubbing hands together. So, you know, my opinion on this is like, I like to also have certain understanding, which I'm working on. I'm reading to try and understand who is this, who is who. So that's why I haven't actually done a program on it to have a proper discussion. But maybe I would actually have other people that have that knowledge, with political knowledge, to share their thoughts and come as well and share their thoughts. But yes, I appreciate the caller, Yuri. For sharing your thoughts on what is happening right now. That's a current event that we all need to discuss at some point. Thank you. Okay, guys, welcome again. I'm going to play the video that says that speak, don't keep quiet. So I'm going to play it again. I know I played it twice already. And then also there is a write-up that I want to read out to you. I've seen that write-up around. I didn't read it because it said it's long, and I'm just like everybody else, you know. Even though actually I am trying to develop myself. I am developing myself daily. I was like, okay, I'm not going to read it if it's too long. I get the gist of it, okay? Oprah did this and that. I get it. But somebody sent it to me. And anytime somebody takes their time to send something to me, I also take my time to actually watch or read what they send to me, especially the handful of people that I know they don't send me trash, don't send me good morning or happy new month. I find that to be trashy. Please don't send it to me. I don't mean to be rude, but don't send me happy new month, or pass this on to 100 people and your life will be better. I don't care for those things. But if there's an article or something to do with issues, I do take the time to read it. So I appreciate everybody that is sending me things like that, or information that is worth taking time for. So here we go. I'm going to play this video again, just so that just to remind ourselves.
When ignorance and materialism become an institution, truth becomes rebellion. The moment ignorance becomes the chief in the place, people that speak the truth look like the troublemakers. No, they're not the troublemakers, they're the truth speakers. You don't lose ground for these folks. Don't keep quiet. Put it on your Facebook, bombard WhatsApp, go all over Twitter. You don't keep quiet. You lose your reputation the moment you want to serve Jesus. Forget reputation. I don't care about relationships. I don't need your platform. I will not lose ground for you. For what? Why would you keep quiet? What are you after? Money? Fame? Don't you realize you're going back to Jesus to report to him what you've done?
I also want to ask Oyedepo, Bishop Oyedepo, is it Ole or Oye? Anyway, whichever one you are, Depo, yeah? Or Oyedepo, yes, it's Oyedepo, right? I also want to ask him, what is he after? This money, what can you do with it? You can only sleep on a big bed, soft mattress, house this big, all these things. What are you after? I just wonder, what is Adeboye after? What do you guys need at this age, at your age? Even, you survived. If you're worried about your children, they will squander everything. That's guaranteed. Because that's the Lord of universe. Any ill-gotten gain, they will squander it. So what do you need? What do you need for your life? What is your desperation for you to be such ignorant and such evil people that you will sell the soul of everybody for the change that you're going to get? I don't understand. But anyway, I saw some people write something. Na radio they play, waiting do your television. I don't understand who's saying na radio they play, waiting do your television. Okay. Madubrock says na Mayowa na radio. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. It's not really. I'm sorry. Okay, I showed this earlier. All right. It seems that this video wants me to show it. You want me to show you this video many times.
And materialism become an institution. Truth becomes rebellion. The moment ignorance becomes the chief in the place, people that speak the truth look like the troublemakers. No, they're not the troublemakers, they're the truth speakers. You don't lose ground for these folks. Don't keep quiet. Put it on your Facebook, bombard WhatsApp, go all over Twitter. You don't keep quiet. You lose your reputation the moment you want to serve Jesus. Forget reputation. I don't care about relationships. I don't need your platform. I will not lose ground for you. For what? Why would you keep quiet? What are you after? Money? Fame? Don't you realize you're going back to Jesus to report to him what you've done?
I love that statement. Don't you realize you're going back to Jesus to report to him what you have done? That's an amazing statement, and it's so true. I love it. It's so true. And every time I realize that, I need to know what I'm doing myself. It's not just pastors, GOs, and every one of us. Every one of us that can be conscious, you have to go back to Jesus to report to him what you have done. Since I started Olukoya, before, a lot of people write me and they send me threatening messages and all sorts of things. That's usual, but that died down after a while when they realized that I'm not going to stop. Maybe once in a while I get the odd person that writes me. But Olukoya, since I started Olukoya, guess what? They've been writing me and saying all sorts of things, that I would die, this would happen. They're just so foolish. I can't imagine anybody serving a God that you think that you can send that God on errands to go and kill somebody for you. You're an idiot. Okay? Somebody else will send that same God that you think that you can send to go and kill for you, but Almighty God to go and kill for them and kill you for them. But Almighty God is so wise. He knows how foolish you are as a human being. And he knows that, well, even when you say go and kill, he's not going to kill for you. There's one that wrote me and he's saying he gives me today. Well, we will see each other at the end of this year. To the end of this year, and we will both be okay. I am going to be okay by the end of this year and beyond. And you writer that is writing everything about me and saying that I'm not going to be okay. You too will be okay. We are all going to be okay. None of us will die. So stop with the bull crap. There's a lot of nonsense that is going on around. They just try to put fear in you, shut you down. I know you're not of Christ, and I know that you're not who you're supposed to be when you're putting fear in other people. That is wrong. Christ never put fear in you. He said his burden is easy. His yoke is easy, and his burden is light. So why you're writing all this nonsense? Get a life, okay? Get a life. It's a mess. You don't even believe in Christ. Anyway, guys, I'm going to read the article to you because I haven't had any caller from GRA yet. So I'm going to read the article which somebody sent to me. It's been going around. I don't know who the writer is, who the author is, but I think it's worth us reading it. So here we go. So this was what it was sent to me. So I just put it on Pages, and I hope you can see it now. You should be able to see it in a minute. Okay, here we go. I'm going to read it out to everyone. Please bear with my reading. Sometimes it's not that good. Okay, somebody wrote this. It says a must read, long but extremely easy to read, and it goes like this. They say Oprah is not a Christian but build a school for girls in South Africa. It is free education, and that education is written in bold, as you can see. And then they say Beyonce is Illuminati. She's building a school for girls in Afghanistan. It is free education again. Terari Trent is building a school for girls in Zimbabwe. It is free education. They say Mark Zuckerberg is an atheist, doesn't believe in God in bracket, but more than 50% of his wealth goes to charity. Fact. Bill Gates is spending billions to eradicate polio disease in Nigeria. Most of the American Illuminati celebrities are investing millions on projects in Africa continent, adopting and educating African children. Our supposedly heaven-bound African, most especially Nigerians, pastors are building empires for themselves. These pastors tell us law in quote came by Moses, but grace in quote came by Jesus. They pray with the grace of Jesus and collect money with the law of Moses. They are Christians, but nothing Christ-like about them anymore. Jesus Christ was a just man who understood the principles, the principle of the widow's mite, but our today pastors don't give a shit about widow's mite. The more you give, the more important you are in today's churches. Irrespective of whether the money is ill-gotten or not, Jesus give. That's what they tell you. The Bible is now a weapon of mass deception. They twist the Bible knowing that people are lazy to read. They collect 10% tithe, they collect welfare offering, they collect building offering, regular offering, all from 1 month's salary, etc. After which they will ask you to make vows and sow seed at random. Ha ha. Why don't they be billionaires? A question mark. The person asked, why don't they be billionaires? I think there's another part to this. Let me try and get it. For some reason, I don't have it right now. Why don't they be billionaires? Okay. So here we are. Go back to. Okay. After which they will ask you to make vows and sow seeds at random. Why won't they be billionaires? Okay, why won't they be billionaires? After collecting, they build high-profile schools, exotic hotels and hospitals for politicians and their children, not caring about people who have been given their widow's mite. The Bible said, give that there may be meat in my storehouse. God never said you should keep collecting after you have overflow of meat, private jet, and billions in the storehouse. Just imagine if these pastors a tithe of 10% from their income back to the church. Nope. They preach faith, but they don't exercise faith. They tell you to give 1,000 to become a billionaire in 6 months, but they won't pray for you to become a billionaire before giving. That's a very good one. I never heard of any billionaires who came out of a pastor's praying for him or her. I only know you can become a billionaire through ideas, hard work, and diligence. I always shake my head whenever I see about 100 people running to go and sow $200 to become billionaires in 24 months. Remember that our God is not a gambler and church is not a casino. I keep wondering when they will ever stop being stupid. How can the same pastor who told you to sow seeds $1,000 2 years ago to become a millionaire in 6 months come back after 1 year to tell you to sow $200 to become a billionaire in 24 months? Please do the maths. Okay? If 1,000 did not make you a millionaire, how will $2,000 make you a billionaire? As a kiss his tongue. What baffles me most is the speed at which they run to go and pick the envelope, knowing full well that some of them can't even afford to pay their bills, and some are 3 months behind in their rent payment. This Sunday, as many Christians went to church with empty stomach, pastors continue to live like kings and queens. By Proud Yoruba. So this is somebody that called himself Proud Yoruba that wrote this. I think a lot of this is true. In fact, everything in here is truth. So it'd be nice to hear your thoughts on this as well. But I am so interested in saying in your comments and what you guys have to say. You know, this is not new, and I think that a lot of us have said this already. But this person that wrote this Proud Yoruba has put them all down, you know, plainly. You say that somebody is satanic, but those people are the one that are looking after other people. They're caring for them. They actually demonstrate Jesus more than the pastors as well. And, you know, the question is that why people are still following them. These people in Africa, you know, maybe they don't know about Oprah Winfrey, maybe they don't know about Beyonce, you know, or what they are doing. They know what the pastors are doing. Why are you still following them? How does that resemble Jesus at all? So that's a really good question, and I appreciate the person that shared that note. Thank you very much for sharing. So let me read your comment. Bully said, tomorrow is another scamming day. Of course, some people just like scamming. They're sucker for scamming. So yes, Sunday, Sin Day, that's what I call it. It's just a day, another day of going to do rituals in shrines. So don't waste your time at all. And then we have here, Babalola says, pastor flying planes, pastors flying with planes, and you are suffering before you get transport money to church for good 10 years, and you're still following him. You need Christ in your life. Yes, I agree. Jane, thank you very much. Okay, this is to Ola. It's only poor people supporting fake pastor in Africa. That's another point. Ola said that it's only poor people that support fake pastors in Nigeria. But you know, Oyedepo and Adeboye they're also fake. And a lot of rich people, they support them because they're just so stupid. When they squander all their money, or they should even be as more richer than that. But when they squander all their money, they'll come to their senses. I know a lot of rich people that goes to those churches, and at the end of the day, they start to struggle later because they give, and the business just stay at a plateau rather than the business increasing. You know, Mark Zuckerberg started in Facebook. It wasn't as successful as it is now. Most Africans, when they start businesses, it stays as a plateau. You might reach a height and then you just dive back down. They don't understand because they're going to give their money to fake pastors, you know, and not working hard and developing the business. Loads of nonsense. Yeah, and then Adejoke says that. Thank you very much, Adejoke. Thank you, I appreciate you. Yabeji says they turn their members to Johnny Walker. No transport, no transport fare. Of course, Boko Haram is killing people in north. None of them travel to the north. Nigeria are praying for people over there only after money and buy private jet with private school. Yes, that's sad. Moyosore said that I don't get why our so-called educated Christian will blindly follow and support bullshit. Yeah, why I don't get it. I don't, but maybe because we have been keeping quiet for a long time. Because, you know, it's very easy to stay in the status quo. Whatever you know is very easy, you know. And as human beings, we always like comfort. We always like what we know, and also we don't like to rock the boat. Most people, you know, most people that are intelligent, they don't want to rock the boat, but they don't realize that there's actual power in rocking that boat. That's what they need to do. The fact that you come to a knowledge of something, it means that you need to make a change. Investigate it further, look for different references about that thing, and then speak out for other people to know about it. So I think maybe they don't know. These pastors speak out they speak out from the pulpit and readily attack those who oppose their demigod. Yes, you know, it's not just them that attack those who speak out against the demigod. It's also the congregation as well. The congregation, I don't know what is wrong with them. They need to see the light. They need to be their light as well. It's totally ridiculous. Bina says, yes, I saw that and it was so true. Maiwa, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Uriah says, yes, I have seen it too. Yes, good. I'm glad everybody has seen it. Ola says that Nigerian pastors help nobody in Nigeria. Yeah, unfortunately they don't. They're not. You know what? I feel reluctant to call them pastor, but somebody wisely told me that it doesn't matter what I call them. It's just about what it is. So it's a shame that they're like this. So guys, I think I'm going to play another video for you in a second. And this video, I just want us to look at it again, all right? So that we can wake people up. And this video, you've seen it. We have all seen it, in fact. I'm trying to look for it. We've all seen this video, but I just want us to look at it again because I'm not getting a call. We're not getting a call from GRO former members. So I thought, let's just go ahead and do this dingbat and this flight, with this passport thing. I think last time we did it, or maybe we started, we didn't. Yeah, I think I did, but let's just look at it again. I think it's an important.
I don't understand.
Because of him, I came here.
It's because of him you came.
This one sent me to come here. You traveled without visa.
I don't even know. So they deported him before.
Before you told him he's the uncle, and then now he complained that every night he saw himself stabbing his master again. The one he stabbed before, that he's stabbing him again.
Okay, then I prophesy that in 30 days,
yeah,
that he will go back.
Yeah, because they deported him before last year.
Then I prophesy.
Yeah, you gave him 30 days
to go back.
That the same company that said they deport him will call him back.
Manama yana lagada.
Without visa, without passport,
huh?
Without passport, without visa, you just go to the airport. You find himself.
Your God is powerful. These are the days of Elijah. Declare the mercy of God. You don't hear, sit down. You don't hear this thing. After the prophetic declaration, he traveled without passport, without visa. Yeah. When your season to possess, your possession comes. Behold, he comes, riding on the cloud, shining like the sun. in my hand. Listen, when the controller is dispossessed, is overthrown, you will just walk in line. Meaning, you know, when you go to your house, you don't know.
I need to find this baby laughing like this and use it as well. It's ridiculous. You see your life, Chris. You see how the baby is even laughing at you. But you know, guys, I noticed something in this video that we didn't discuss. You know, he was going like this. Is he saying that that guy is crazy? But his actions, his words, does not match that action. Because he's actually repeating what the guy says and saying that God did it. But he's going like this. Because some members are also looking and saying that, is it going that the man is crazy or not? So I just want us to look at it. I'm not clear on what exactly is going on there. You know, with his words is that, well, you know, God has done it. But he's doing this. He's doing this. If you look at Chris and see what he's doing. So I don't get it.
Wait. I don't understand.
Because of him, I came here.
It's because of him you came.
This one sent me to come here. You traveled with that visa.
I don't even know. So they deported him before.
Before, you told him it's the uncle. And then now he complained that every night he saw himself stabbing his master again. The one he stabbed before, that he's stabbing him again.
Okay, then I prophesy that in 30 days that he will go back.
Yeah, because they deported him before last year.
Then I prophesy.
Yeah, you gave him 30 days
to go back.
That the same company that said they deport him will call him back.
Manama yana lagaba.
Without visa, without passport,
huh?
Without passport, without visa, he just go.
Okay, he said the company that deported him, that would be the police, mate. That would be the authority that deported him. They would call him back. So the police called him back. And then the police did not give him visa. They didn't give him passport. And he traveled again. He just found himself. You know, the whole thing is just ridiculous. You know, I mean, I don't really even need to do this again. I just thought, I don't understand what's going on here. When I looked at it and I saw the guy doing this with Chris Okafor doing this. So I'm trying to understand what is going on. So the company, the police that deported him, asked him to come back. And then they didn't even issue him with a passport. They didn't issue him with visa or get visa for him. The whole thing is ridiculous. This is how nuts these Africans are. How stupid they are. And how stupid also you are, Chris. And you're entertaining this in the church. You know, you should have just cut the whole thing off. It makes you look very stupid.
Go to the airport.
Yeah, somebody was asking which country. He said Dubai. Dubai. The Arabs don't give a toss about all of this nonsense, you know. He said it's Dubai. Okay.
That is powerful. These are the days of Elijah. Declare the mercy of God. You don't hear, sit down. You don't hear this thing. After the prophetic declaration, he traveled without passport, without visa. Yeah.
So what's Chris proving? I mean, is it demented as well? You know, I just thought you're stupid, but being demented, honestly, that would be a shame. You know, we have a caller now. What's going on? Hello, caller. Hello, good morning. Hold on, please, William. Hello, William. Hello? William? Hello, William.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Breaking up.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I just want to make a recap. So, my last conversation with you regarding why this youth is Juari should not be reported to the police unless there's a real threat. I mean, a really good reason. but instead of anything that can jeopardize their future. After that calling I made, about 4 days ago, I got a phone call. But it was a blood call. But I have this habit. I pick up any phone call. So this phone call was initiated by 2 people. One of them, both of them are current members of GRA. They are females. The one that initiated this will have spoken, but she told the other person that I will recognize her voice. So she asked the other person to talk to me because that was a new member. Now, this was their question to me. They asked me why I do not want to report the use of the GRA member based on the text messages sent to me. And I said, look, my goal is not to mess up your career. But there's anything that can expose Tayo Brown, I will do it. I said, because if I report any of you, no member in GRA will corroborate that statement the person made that it was Tayo Brown that asked them to do it. Then they thought further that, but Tayo Brown said that he has been praying for people when they go to court, they win their cases. And in the process of my discussion, the one talking to me made reference to Tolu that had an accident and killed somebody. That was Tayo Brown. I said, no. I said it was an accident. It was this in America. And I said, look, let me tell you one thing. Every ticket that Tayo Brown had collected, every traffic violation he was issued, every ticket that he was fined, he paid every dime in court. How come he didn't those cases? The second verse to say that, oh, every time you go to the court, he doesn't pay. I said, look, I said it now. If I am lying, let Tayo Brown take me to court. That he has never paid fine in the court for traffic offense. So this university, they want me to help. Because most of those youth believe that Tayo Brown can pay them out of their court problem. And I'm putting it to you now. If it was Tayo Brown that prayed for Tolu to win her case, how come all those traffic tickets he paid? Why can't he pay himself out of those court cases? So I'm just appealing to the to open your brain now and listen to me. If it was Tayo Brown that prayed for Tolu to win that case of Tolu is of higher level than traffic ticket, because me I get tickets once in a while and I pay. So if it was true that Tayo Brown can pay people out, it is anointing. How come he paid those fines in the court? I have my proof. If I'm lying, let him take me to court. That I never paid a fine in the court before. So the youth should not just be brainwashed into thinking that if they go and make trouble, I bet people you are on your hold. Somebody told me an incident now, but I need to get my black and white evidence before I come in on it. So because he has been able to brainwash them, and they believe that they are fighting with their father and the Lord. Look, if any of you go to court and you are found wanting, that Tayo Brown will not come for you. He cannot pay you out of any problem. At least 3 or 4 tickets he pays. If he's that powerful, how come he cannot pay himself out of that ticket? Now, do you know that this man traveling without documents, Tayo Brown has his own version of traveling without documents, and I will tell you, all the members know this. He claimed some years ago, he traveled with some people, and look, every member, every court member, they know the time. Tayo Brown, that man, he can make, it's the same as somebody is a manufacturer of testimony. Tayo Brown is an expert. He claimed when they traveled and they got to the port of entry, they have no visa. While they were waiting, one man just came. The man had a white robe. He was in long beard. And the man just led them by the end, asked them to come to immigration. Nobody stopped them. They passed through the immigration, and as they passed the way, they were walking away. As they come back to say thank you, the man disappeared. That is Tayo Brown for you. They travel, no visa. At the port of entry, a man with a long white beard, a white robe just appeared from nowhere, took them to immigration. That means it's like that Jesus is a lawbreaker. That is the impression. It breaks the law for them. Tyler Brown can lie. So Chris is not the only person with that kind of testimony. Tyler Brown has his own version.
Wow.
He can look. Let me just cut off on the because I have a long list of all the manufacturer testimony when they come up like this. And when he say it, you see, if Tyler Brown has been a marketing manager for a company, he will have made a good career. He will have made a good career as a marketing manager. Because he has that personality and he can talk. If not for Jesus, nobody can tell me anything against Tyler Brown. I will never believe. I will never believe. Have I been brainwashed before? Yes. Yes. So that is why I'm not hurt or I don't have anything against whatever the people here may say against me. They have been brainwashed. I was there before. Nobody will. So those that are trying to come out, I understand their fear. It took me 3 months when I come across GRA. That was the first person that demystified the DSM. I found for me that is a liar, and he gave me the proof when I asked him questions about the interaction. You see, what I said yesterday about our marriage, my man, it's a nice deal. The man called me last week. I don't want to talk now. You need to hear that man. This one, that Saturday is a child's play. When you hear, you not believe the pastor can do that. It's a child's play. Let me just get up the line for that to call it.
Thank you very much, William. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Guys, you know what? I don't even know why I decided to play Chris Okafor this flying without visa or ticket or passport. Again, I didn't know Tyler Brown had any stories like that, but this guy has a story for everything. He has lies for everything. He's totally demented. But I don't really want to talk to I'm not really keen on trying to talk to Tyler Brown. I think it's important to talk to the victims, the people that are being manipulated, the people that are dim, that are going there, the dingbats. The people that are being fooled. You know, Tyler Brown is a senior dingbat, and you guys are dingbats as well. Why? You know, do you know what William said now, right? William shared this story with us. It is important because I think it was last week. William said that he's not going to report any of them because they're threatening everybody that calls. So they'll call anyone that calls, they'll threaten them, they'll send bad text to them. So these are the congregation that does that. And it's Tyler Brown and the wife that all instigate that because he controls them. Everybody knows that he controls you guys. If you're listening to my program right now, or anytime you listen to it, we all know that he controls you. You're all mumu, okay? So wake up. I'm not going to try and say, oh, sorry, you're not mumu, you manipulated. You're mumu and you're greedy, you're selfish, you are a thief. That's why you're with Tyler Brown. Because God is inside of you. You are pushing the God away and you are only. Why would you want somebody to exonerate you for something that you have done? So they're trying to say there was an ex-member that was there that had a car accident, right? And somebody passed in that accident. And they're even using that against the person and saying that it's Tyler Brown that got the person out. It's not Tyler Brown, okay? Nobody can get anybody out of anything. Only God can get you out. And also, sometimes you do have to go through due processes, and also you have to pay for what you have done. It is actually right for you to pay for what you have done. Problem is important so that you know what not to do next time. And this is the reason why I am an advocate of, if somebody have done something wrong, report it to the right authority. Let them help that person to become a better person. You know, all these people that are not caught, look at evidence over the years, all over the years. Whenever people are not corrected in the right way, those people will do worse the next time. You think about rapists. When they rape one person and they get away with it, they'll continue to rape other people. Think about children. When you have children, when they do something and they do it wrong and you don't correct them, they will do something worse and even bigger. And the reason I say it's not because I want them to have a miserable life, because I want to save their soul. These children now, they will think that they're getting away with it, and this is what William has called saying again. So they think that they can say anything and do anything to anybody, that Tyler Brown is almighty. Tyler Brown will get them out of it because he's got magic power. He's their father in the Lord. You're kidding yourself. This guy is going to send you to jail in the end. It's going to, telling you to jail will be the best thing that's ever happened to you, because you're better off being in prison, locked up, right, with the federal government, than you being in that cult called GRA. It's as simple as that, because at least you can get your mind back. Holy Spirit can come to you. This is why I was trying to tell the parents and other people that if they did something wrong and you're saying that you're protecting your children, you don't want them to have record. What they are having is worse than having a record. Their brain is being washed. They will become useless anyway. Or this guy would even teach them to go and kill somebody, and they will end up for longer in jail. When they do small things like this, you must. There are people that have been to jail before and have turned their life around. You wouldn't stop them. But when you try to conceal the evil that they've done, they would end up killing themselves, or they will kill somebody else. And then they will have a worse repercussion. And this is what I am an advocate of that. Even if my child did something, excuse me, you're going to get, I'm calling the police. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, you didn't do it. Even for that child is wrong. Mentally, that child thinks that they're superior. Or mentally, that child thinks that, oh, they can get away with even more. They will try more. That is human. That's human nature for you. We will try something harder, something worse. So you sit there and say, oh, you don't want them to have record. They will have something that is worse than record. Mental problem, wasted life, no purpose. The longer they stay in that place. Your children are better off being arrested and being jailed. In the time that they're in jail, they will come to their senses. They're not even safe outside. Under your roof, they were not safe. Akintayo was able to capture them. Akintayo will not be interested in them as soon as they go to jail. And if one of them go to jail, the rest of them will open their eyes and know the truth. So all of you that say, no, don't report them, it's all nonsense. Do you know this is a traditional thing? It's a cultural thing. Don't report people. Don't report your husband. Don't report your wife. Let me tell you, anybody that does anything to me, don't try and tell me, don't start quoting Bible and telling me that God said this or whatever. I'm reporting you straight. And if I do something to you again, please report me. Okay? Stop with the bull crap. Don't report this. Don't do this. Or blah, 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 blah. You see, they don't, common sense, devoid. So let's help each other. Look, so it's important. Thank you, Adebowale. So as young as you are, you're looking for somebody to do magic. Akintayo to start doing magic. When you do something wrong, so he will touch something, or he will go to the judge and tell the judge that they should leave you, and then they will release you. Why do you not do anything wrong? Why do you do the right thing? Why do you live your life in the way that you don't need to do anything wrong? There's something wrong with you if you're a young person and you're thinking that way. Or you think that it's going to impact you with knowledge for you to get a first-class degree. You can't get a first-class degree if you don't study and you don't know the subject. If he got first-class degree, do you think he's going to be a pastor? I dare to say it. Majority, I don't know what the percentage is. Majority of pastors are failures in education. They don't have a clue. And the only reason that they thought, okay, being a pastor, nobody is going to ask for my credential. I just have to read the Bible. Yes, most of you pastors, you're junk of losers. You don't know what you're talking about. Because you failed. Look in Nigeria. Most people that failed in Nigeria, their education, they all say, oh, they gone into ministry. God called me. Akintayo is probably one of them. Seriously. Let's look at the statistics. Most of these pastors, they're like that. They know nothing. Nothing. So stop wasting your time with 419, trying to 419 you because he got first class. If he got first class, does that mean you will get first class? If you don't study, you will not get first class. If you don't understand the subject, you won't get first class. Get a life. And then he told you stories that he traveled without a passport. Is that even a testimony? Why would I travel without a passport when I can get passport? Other people are getting passports and having peace of mind, traveling, being confident. Every time an air hostess walks towards them, their heart is not beating. Can you imagine somebody that traveled from Nigeria to Dubai, maybe 5 hours journey, and you don't have a passport, you don't have a visa, and I don't know how he was allocated a seat in the plane. I don't know how all of those things happen. What's there to boast about? That's his mental case. Why are you boasting about traveling without a passport, without a visa, without tickets? Who allocated your seat in the plane? Let's say you bypass people, but all seats are allocated. So were you waiting around and like looking and everybody sat and then you went to the toilet and you came back? You're crazy. Which God are you serving that cannot help you to get a passport in the authority the way that you would get it normally? It's not even a testimony. I know the mumu there are clapping and they are happy, and Akintayo Brown is telling stories that somebody appeared to him. You're dingbat Akintayo Brown or Emmanuel, whatever your name is. And all of you that sat there believing that nonsense and praying that you get a miracle like that, you're double dingbat. Wicked miracle. Stupid, dumb ding. I mean, you must be totally foolish. I'm saying this not because I derive any pleasure in cussing anybody. But you need to wake up. You are what you are. What you do is what you are. If you act like a dingbat, you're a dingbat. I don't know you. It's not. I don't mean it as an insult. I mean it as what you are. When I call you dingbat, when I call you foolish idiot, you're those things. It's not an insult. I don't know you to insult you. I don't have any desire to insult you. It does nothing to me. But you have to call it what it is so that you yourself would identify it. It's for you to identify what you are. Please, this is nonsense. Who comes and tell me, you will help me to tell the police to release me if I commit murder? Why would you want to do that? God appeared to him. Adebowale, can you imagine? Ile said that present members of GRO don't have half the brain of a 5-year-old from my village. Probably true. Because they're standing there, they're singing lullaby all day. You know, I think I have one of the video where they're singing. All throughout the day they were singing. I'll show you one of those videos if I can. Just bear with me. What's this one now? I don't need this. They were just dancing. They were there just dancing throughout. Can you imagine? Singing and dancing, feeling cool. I found the video. This is what Akintayo gets them to do.
That's me what me.
These are the lazy youths of Africa. They're all congregated in Akintayo Brown's shrine. Lazy youths, yes. You are the people that Buhari is talking about. And you took your laziness to America. Get a life. Yes, here we are.
How can I love you more? See you more. See you more. I feel you more. I know you more. Ooh, tell me. How can I love you more? See you more. See you more. I feel you more. I know you more.
They're singing, how can I see you more, feel you more, do this more. Let me tell you, you see God more by working in your purpose, yeah? You can't stand there and singing, how can I sing you more, thinking that you're saying the right thing because you're saying that you want to see God. Stop with the book crap. Stop wasting your time. I mean, who do you think you're fooling? You're not fooling God. If you want to see God more, you go out there and be the God to other people that have a need. Don't gather in a room and say, how can I see you more? See, I mean, what's that? What is that? Senseless people. You gather somewhere and say, what can you see? Go out and see God more. See the creation. See the nature. Talk to people. Change people's life. That's how you see God more. Let other people see God in you. Stop singing all this singing. Who do you think you're helping? And those people that like singing, those choirs, they like all this kind of stuff. You know, they like it. Oh, we're singing to God. You're not singing to God. You're not worshiping God. You're worshiping your flesh. It's just for you to. It's just for your own earthly, fleshy desire. You're enjoying the song. Listen, God already told you, go ye out in the world. When you want to see God more, your talents, your skills, use it to help somebody. That's how you see God more. When you see somebody smile because of what you did, that is God smiling. That is how you see God more. Don't, how can I? Yeah. What is this? And choirs, like Africans love this nonsense. I don't come and say, I want to see you more. How much more can you see me? You see me daily. You guys are funny. They're hallucinating. They are hallucinating. Look at them. Look at them.
Now you, the source of my strength. Now you, the strength of my life. Now you, my hope and my joy. Now you.
I really think this guy has got brain damage? Seriously, did you see him? Now you. Honestly, I'm sorry, guys. There's something wrong with you. I'm sorry. GRA, if you're still there, get a life. You see God more by you going to be in the world and being the light of the world. It's not by dancing. Now you. It's just gymnastics. Hello, caller.
Hello, Maiwa.
Hello, good afternoon. Here.
Yeah, it's Henry. I'm just 3 minutes. I'll be out. I just want to make one few points because I may not watch the program to the end.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. One thing I wanted to say yesterday, but with the laugh of the baby, I think you should stay. I wanted to suggest to you to stop the weeping because it's like it's making it a show. And it's a serious matter we are talking about. But the laugh of the baby is so good that I think the weeping should remain. But that laugh of the baby tells you that these people are without their senses.
Yeah. Okay. So I have the weeping and the laughter together.
Yeah, that laugh is so good.
Okay, I'll try and cut the laughter. Thank you very much.
Okay, then the second thing I wanted you to know. One pastor, what's his name? Lateran Assembly.
I think it's Bakari.
Bakari.
Yeah.
He mentioned something, and when I heard that stuff, I think it's true. It's completely true. It's a funny way of saying the truth. He said Christians and Muslims, they are the same. When he said that stuff, I paid more attention because I want to see where this is going because I'm a born-again Christian. He said when Muslims go to the mosque, they put out their shoe outside and go in to pray. He said the same thing. He said when Christians actually go into the church, they leave their senses outside and go in. And they become gullible to everything. So all these people you are showing that are sitting there while somebody is saying crazy stuff is because their senses were outside. That's just the truth.
Thank you very much, Henry. But you know,
and lastly,
okay, go ahead.
Lastly, I wanted to say about prophecy, the way people believe things. Many years ago, I remember many years ago, Redeemed members were going around talking about the GOM, the prophecy. They were so happy about that prophecy. And I asked them, okay, what's the prophecy? 2 things. There will be a lot of plane crashes in this year, and a prominent member in the world will die. He's going to pass away. Please, can somebody tell me when there was no plane crash in the world in a year? Has there been a year that a prominent member in the society did not pass away?
No.
I said people just they don't reason. They don't reason. I saw a video yesterday on the social media. People were in a vigil and there's no shame. They say it. See people for 12 hours speaking in tongues.
Yeah.
12 hours speaking in tongues. You have left your business to come and help somebody's business to contribute.
Yeah.
So 12 hours, your own business will suffer. And they don't understand that it is their own contribution that raises man's business.
Thank you
That's
very
what
much.
I wanted to say.
Thank you very much, Henry. Thank you. Okay, Henry shared his thoughts on some issues, but one thing I want to say is that Tunde Bakari of Latter-day Assembly or whatever he is here is a liar. He's two mouths. He speaks with two mouths. You know, in the one hand he says one thing, on the other hand he speaks with two mouths. I don't know how he does it. Maybe he's a serpent himself. I don't know. I don't like to call these people things because I don't even know what it means to be a serpent, okay? I'm just using that word. But he speaks with two mouths. He's the same person that says all the GOs, including himself, should be jailed. So you know what this guy does? I think it's one of the law of 48 laws of power. It's law number 16, if I remember correctly. Is that he tells you some truth so that you will resonate. It will resonate with you. You will know that and then you will trust him with everything else he says. But he's a liar. He will just drop a big truth so that you will receive him with unfettered, or should I say, unfiltered trust. You trust him totally, because if you hear somebody that says all GOs should be jailed, all GOs in Nigeria should be jailed, except including himself, you think that this guy for saying this is a truth sayer. But I know, and we have seen how much of a liar that he is. I have done a series on him before. So he cannot be, he's using law number 16, I believe. You know, let your victim, they will turn down the gas by telling them the truth, making them trust you in a way. We will do the 48 laws of power one of these days so that we look at each point properly. You know, so he doesn't tell the truth. And he himself, he's a propagator of that. If Tunde Bakare believes what he's saying and he doesn't advocate what he's saying, then you don't be a preacher. Shut down your shrine, okay? And then speak to people via their home, via the internet. Forget about it. Sit down like I'm sitting down and talk to your congregation like that, so that they wouldn't, so that you can change that paradigm, that they live in their brain outside. Stop with the bull crap. So anybody that listens to him would think that he's telling the truth. Tunde Bakare is a pure liar, simple liar. You know, and you're an amateur. Law number 16, Babalola. You know, I think it is 16. I don't know. Thank you if it is. Damn liar. Actually, I might look for that law. And then, so they're the propagate law. I don't know, but it's not happening. So they started it, okay? They are the one that instigated, and they instigate it, and then they say that it's a problem. But you are the person that is perpetrating the problem. So stop it and stop with the lies and deception. I'll look for that law number 16 if that's the one. And then also Adeboye is one of the biggest 419 of all of them. You know, Adeboye never directly give any prophecy. He would just say, there's somebody here. Please shut up, please. What's somebody? There's always somebody here. That one is a given. You know, he's just using maths, right? He's using random probability. That's what he's using. There's somebody here. Yes, there's somebody here. Shut up, please. Stop you to the I mean, those things is not going to work anymore. Seriously, all those things, they're not going to work anymore. Stop with the nonsense. Nobody is going to buy that crap anymore. Let me see if there's 48 laws. Okay, 48 laws. I just want to check it. List. Okay. I want to check the list of 48 laws of powers. So number let me see if I can see it. It would be great. Number 16. Number 16 says no, it's not number 16. It's not number 16, guys. Oh, I don't know. Aha, it's number 12. It says use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. It's number 12. So he's using selective honesty to disarm people. You know, the same pastors that is part of the Cabal network, yeah. So he's using selective honesty. So he's honest, he's using one honesty, selecting on it, and he's using it to disarm people so that people will trust him. That's what you're doing. That is what you're doing, Tunde Bakare. Somebody said that you check number 3. Let me check number 3. Conceal your intentions. No. It's actually number 12. It's number 12. It's not concealing his intention. It's making it known. Number 12 says that use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. You are Tunde Bakare's victim as well. The congregation and his victim. Everybody there is victim as far as it's concerned. If they think that they're superior, you know, the way they talk about Adeboye and all that is maybe he's using number 3 for Adeboye, yeah, but he is using number 12 on the congregation and everybody else. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. One sincere and honest move will cover over a dozen of dishonest ones. Okay, it will cover over a dozen of dishonest ones. Open-hearted gestures of honest and generous brings down the guard of even the most suspicious people. Once your selective honesty opens a hole in the armor, you can deceive and manipulate them at will. A timely gift, a Trojan horse, will serve the same purpose. Can you imagine? This is what he's doing. Don't be fooled, people, okay? Don't let anybody manipulate you with nonsense. I don't know if you saw that. Let me see. Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys. I didn't show you. So this is 48 Laws of Power, all right? And this is law number 12, right? You can read it yourself. This is what Tunde Bakare is using in the story or in the event that the last caller shared with us is number 12. It's not number 16, it's number 12. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. Don't let anybody fool you. Your pastor do it all the time as well. Oh, sister, God, you're so kind. You know, I made a mistake one day. You know, I did this and I don't want to make that mistake again. You know, that's why I'm telling you not to marry brother, this brother. That's why I tell you to wait for God. It's a lie. You think, the pastor said that he made a mistake before. Oh, because that pastor make a mistake, oh, that means he's telling the truth. He's very careful with me. It's a lie. 419. That's what they're doing. You better use your own sound mind. This is just 419. Are you seeing number 12 there? Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. We have a caller. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Hi, Mayawa.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Jane. I'm calling from. And I said I wanted to call into the show to actually share my experience that's quite related to the Tayo Brown people.
Okay. Go ahead. What did you say your name is?
Yes. Jane.
Jane. Hi, Jane. Welcome. Go ahead.
Hi. Thank you. So, I used to live in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and I moved to Toronto. Church is in Toronto. Toronto, Canada. It's called Miracle Arena for All Nations.
Miracle.
The pastor's name is Miracle Arena.
Okay.
For All Nations.
Yeah.
The pastor's name is Prophet Kofi Danso.
Okay.
Yes.
all these Ghana ones here, they are the biggest 419, but go ahead.
They are worse. So when I left, my friend in Winnipeg was the one who told me, "Oh, Jane, go to Miracle Arena, Prophet Kofi Danso. He sees vision. He did this one. They pray very well, you know." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, let me go." So I went to the church, and I went to sit down and think about it. I just realized that there's just something about me, that there's just a covering that God has placed in my life. That you know, there's certain things that cannot just come near me. And when I went to the church, I noticed that he had like a group of people, like group of boys or men or whatever, he calls them sons of the prophet. So sometimes they will organize the all night. They have all night every Friday. I went for this all night first day, first Friday, the second Friday. I noticed that every time they come, they will just start placing hands on people and praying for people, but they never got to me. And then they start prophesying, but the prophecy is kind of like, it's like witchcraft kind of prophecy where they will just call you out, then they will start telling you, your mother did this, and every prophecy they give you is scary prophecy that makes you scared, like you see people crying, and I'm wondering like, what is going on? So one day, my first dream that I had was where I took my husband's car to the church in that dream, and I parked the car in front of the church, and I kept the keys on the passenger side of the floor. And on that passenger side of the floor, there was like a green, it was like a big land, a very big land, green, right? And then when the church was over, I came back to pick up the keys. I couldn't find the keys anymore. And that land that was green had turned to dry land, dry like sand. So I was confused. I'm like, I kept the keys here. How come I can't find my keys anymore? So I went to the driver's side, and then I started scratching the ground, and I found 2 keys. They were car keys, but they were not the exact car keys that I was looking for. So I quickly reached out to a man who was standing by, watching me. So I said, "Excuse me, sir, please, I'm looking for my car keys. I left them here, but I can't find them." And the man was like, "Oh, go and ask that man inside that land. He's the owner of the land. Ask him, he knows what he did to the land. He knows what he did, right?" But when I looked back again to the land, I saw a man he was pulling the grasses, pulling the whole trees, grasses, everything, he was clearing the land, literally. And I woke up, I didn't understand what the dream meant. So I called my pastor and we prayed over it. The pastor was like, "That's not a good dream. Pray over your husband. God is trying to say that he's going to be stagnant. He's going to be dead, locked up in that church." So I continued going to the church, but my spirit was fighting, like I was fighting something in that church that was not just right. They will tell you, "Oh, we love God, we do this and love God," but the character that I'm seeing is not love of God. And I also noticed that I was telling my husband then, I said, "These people look like they're in bondage. Why do they feel like nobody talks to you? When you come into the church, they make you feel like you are an outcast." And I'm thinking, like, did they take any covenant that, when you come into the church, you cannot, you can't be a full member until you take a blood covenant or you take an oath or something. And this thing kept on going. One day, and I had a dream again. I had a dream where this man came to me in my dream and he wanted to have sex with me in my dream. So when that happened, I was like, "No, just don't do that to me. Don't say that. You can't try that. What are you saying?" I was fighting him in the dream because in real life, he's probably who I am. So I noticed that when his PA came in that dream, he not told me, "Oh, let's go under the staircase and go and hide. I don't want my PA to find out." So when I woke up, I said, "Something is not right. This is the first time I'll be seeing a pastor or a so-called prophet coming to my dream to have sex with me." And by the way, before I had that dream, he gave me a direction because he told us to come and sow seeds. We came out to sow seeds. He gave us a direction and told us that we should bring water and put it outside. If you have a balcony or if you have a house or whatever, keep it outside. That some of you, when you wake up in the morning, you will not find that water. Don't worry. The enemy or the witches or whatever, they came and they want to take your glory. Don't worry. Just leave them. Continue again. Do the direction again. And then he said in the morning when you wake up, take the water and use it to wash your face. If you're a husband, don't tell your wife. If you're a wife, don't tell your husband. That kind of thing. And I'm like, no way. There's no way I'll do it. I will not tell my husband. So I came and I told my husband. I said, this is what they call him Papa. Young man, I'm even probably older than him. So they said that, I told my husband, I said, this man said we should actually take this water and wash our face and go to bed and all of that. And then he said, listen, in that direction, so when you're going to bed, only put on a white clothes. Are you listening?
I'm listening, dumbfounded. I'm listening.
Okay. Okay. He said, only put on a white cloth. Put on a white blanket or white dress or white shirt, whatever. Don't wear any other thing, just your white clothes. They mean foolish human being. I followed, I did. But when I did that thing, 2 days later was when I had that dream. Apparently, what I sensed in my spirit was that he comes into people's dreams to want to have sex with them because he wants to marry them in the spirit realm. So when he marries them, he gets a hold of your mind. He gets a hold of your mind. So whatever he says to you, you do it. You become gullible. So fight now started in my house. Every time my husband was not going there, I even joined the choir. When I joined the choir, I noticed that there was so much control. Mayowa, you go on Sunday they have 4 services. You go 9 o'clock, they have 11 o'clock, they have 4 o'clock, they have 5 o'clock service. And as a chorister, you have a worker, you have to be in all services. When I told them, I said, I cannot make it. This is strange. Like, this is not the kind of, I've never been in this kind of atmosphere where you're going to church 4 times a day. So literally, you don't have time for your family in the weekend. And I have 2 kids where I will rush quickly. I'll run down in the morning, do first service, stay there second service. I'm coming back 1 o'clock. By the time I'm getting home, I'll have to prepare food for my children and my husband. Then I'll run back again, 4 o'clock service. Like, no time. My husband kept on complaining, "Oh, I don't understand this kind of job. What is all this? Please come back. I don't know. Take care of the children. I don't like this." So I said, "God, please just calm down, please." They said we have to be there. You have to, for you to work. Papa needs people who are committed. Every day, this man is doing program. Now, recently now, he started a 30 days praise and worship nonsense. He called it. Every day he calls, he will not call it. Okay, I see. So God said I should tell you, if you have $50, come outside, come and give $50. This church caused a real problem in my marriage. I'm telling you. When I saw this, I started having all these dreams, and I pulled out of the church. My husband and friends said God told him to go and join the choir. I said, "Oga, I'm telling you that there's something wrong in this church. There's no way I'm having this kind of dream, and I'm explaining to you, I'm sharing it with you. Did this man put a spell on you that you're not, all of a sudden, you're not listening to my revelations anymore? My revelations don't count. Nothing. You are still listening to this useless man. This man is wicked, I'm telling you. He has the spirit of lust. He's probably living in sexual immorality. Lo and behold, last month, his name came out on the internet. Everywhere, I'm sure people are listening now. They've seen that news. His name came out in the news where he slept with one of the choir members. I was in the choir with that girl. I was in the choir with that same girl that he slept with and impregnated the girl. And today, that man, he has not even come to the altar yet. I'm still watching to find out. He has not come to the altar to say he's sorry for what he did. Rather, he brainwashed everybody, told them it's a lie, it's an accusation. How can DNA be lying? DNA said you are the father of this child, and it's a boy. Now his wife just gave birth again. 6 children. 6. So he's still impregnating the woman. 6 children. And when you come out and the funny part, just like Tayo Brown people, when you come out and you share and you call people out, me have been telling all the members that I know there. I say people should run away. How come people cannot see this? I was only there for 6 months and I just figured something is not right about this church. He will call you out, he'll give you prophecy, scary prophecy, people are crying. Oh, did you see a bird fly? A bird has been walking with you all the time. That bird, they sent it from somewhere. It's your mother, it's your father that did it. They want to die. I see 12th of November, you are going to die, 12th of November. If not because of you came to this church, you would have died. People will not be crying. I say, God, is it that the only way you would know people, or the only way you want to bless people is to give them scary prophecy that will make them. Where is hope? Where is hope, God? Where is hope? Is there nothing like hope again around you, God? That people. If you call anybody out now from that church and tell them about that man, they will fight you. They will even block you fast. They'll block you. They don't want to talk to them. Don't talk about my papa like that. Papa is a good man. But to God be the glory. This man and his church made me and my husband separate. We are separated because of this church. Oh yeah. Because one of the ladies in the choir, she calls herself minister, she's minister of the prophet of something prophet, daughter of the prophet. She when my husband was in the choir, then he will come on the altar, he will sing. Apparently the man knows me, he knows who I am. Because he had called me, he asked my husband one time, he said, tell your wife I want to see her. I told my husband, I'm not going nowhere. My husband was like, what is wrong with you? You don't have respect for prophets. Do you understand that a lot of prophets, people are looking for prophets for prophets who will call them to come and see them. prophet is calling you. I say, oh, Jesus of Nazareth, please, you're worshiping this man. This man is now your God. So anything I say now does not matter. Anything this man says matters. How did this man come into this marriage now? And then I finally went. I said, let me go. Before they say I'm a stubborn wife, let me go. I carried myself. I went there. I was there. Listen, I was there. I was watching. After I didn't go to the service, I waited until the service was over. So I came there like around 10 p.m. I entered the church. Service was over. It was inside its office. I stood there. I told his PA, I said, your papa said he wants to see me. My husband told me that papa said he wants to see me. So, okay, don't worry. I'll talk to papa. Next thing, this man came, the PA came out, took a picture of me. I was so angry. I almost blew up. I said, let me respect myself because my husband does video for him. He's a media person. So I told the PA, I said, sorry, why are you taking a picture of me? Excuse me. Why are you taking a picture of me without my consent? Like how? Yeah. What? Why? Why is that happening? Because the man had already seen that I left the church already, right? Yeah. And I was like, why are you taking a picture of me? He's like, what is wrong with you? Are you scared? Are you scared about Jesus? Or are you scared about Jesus? Are you scared about the devil? Something like that. I said I'm scared about the both of them. So I was like, oh wait, let me go and tell Papa that you are here. I said, that's why I'm standing here. Go and tell Papa. I don't know why you're taking a picture. Please, you have to delete that thing. Otherwise, I'm calling the cops right now. He was like, what's wrong with you? Calm down. Are you not watching this right? Come on, calm down. I said, I'm not coming down. Please, delete my picture right now. You evil individual. Later, he said, I'm going to tell Papa what you're doing, what you're saying. I said, please go ahead right now. I fear no man. In the name of, I said, I fear no man. I fear God only. You can't do me nothing. Anna went inside. In my head, I'm thinking, okay, this is foolishness, but maybe God is actually showing me the evil that these people are doing because this man has a TV, like a TV screen inside his office. And there's a camera inside that office too. So he monitors everything that happens inside the church. There's a camera inside the church. There's a camera on the hallway as you're walking to church. There's a camera by the office road. There's a camera everywhere in the church. And everything pointing to his office. So he's seeing everything. So in my head, I'm thinking, why can't this man just go inside his office and just say, oh, that's Moses' wife. He said he wants to see you. Why not just go there and point at the screen and say, oh, she's outside. That's her. She's waiting for you. Why do you have to come outside and take a picture of me? It makes no sense. This is the control I'm talking about. So when he got to my turn, he sat down there looking at him. You can just see seductive spirit all over him. Snake spirit. He was not, sat down. How are you, madam? I said, I'm fine. Well, what happened? I've not been seeing you in church these days. I've not been seeing you in church. I said, oh, I'm fine. He said, did anybody offend you? I said, oh, but I'm okay. I'm okay now. I've forgiven everyone. I've gone. Okay, I'm moving on with my life. Oh, the way that you love your wife, you love your husband, that you don't want any woman around him. I know that that's the way you love God. You love God so much. I see your heart that you love God so much. But I need you to start coming to church this week. Make sure you start coming back to this church. But before I go, I saw a vision about your mother. Where's your mother? I said she's in Nigeria. So, I saw a vision about your mother, and she was rushed to the hospital, and the result was not a good one. I said, that's not for my mother. He said, what are you saying? I said, no, I'm telling you, that's not for my mother. I know when evil will come to my mother. I know. And I will tell my mother that. But right now, I've not seen that. God has not shown it to me. I don't think. He's looking at me like, this girl, you're so bold. Prophet is talking to you. And I say, I know when evil is coming. Evil cannot bypass me. I know when evil is coming. And I said, I want to see you in church this week. Pray for your mother, okay? Fast and pray for her. I said, I know they fast nothing. Forget that thing. Nothing is happening to my mother. So, and then as I was about to say, make sure you come to church this week. I want to see you start coming back to the church because you know that I give a lot. I give tithe, I give offering, I give seed. You are seeing scapegoat that he wants to get. Yes, go come back. I said, you know what? I'm going to pray about it and see if God wants me to come back to the church. He now shouted at me. What do you mean? A prophet is telling you to come back to the church. You're saying you're going to pray. I said, sorry, sir. I have a relationship with God. And God will tell me if I should come back to this church or not. And I don't want to be hurt or offended again the second time. So I have to speak to God about it. He's like, my friend, go away. I said, come come back to the church. Prophet is talking to you and saying no. I said, this man, you think I'm one of these godly people, you just be talking to, you see grace. No, it's not even me. Don't even bother. Don't even go step close to that place. As soon as he noticed that I was not buying into his system again, and I stopped coming. Even after that day, I met him in the office and he gave me all those fallacies. Say my mother is going to kill today. My mother has no sickness, nothing. My mother was not rushed to no hospital. And this is all that they do because he knew that I had left. So he's bringing scary prophecy that will scare me to bring me closer to him again. So he now becomes your God. So if you have any issue now, you know that, okay, I know that Papa is going to see the vision, he's going to call me out and tell me all of it. After I left, and I had a dream. But I've had countless dreams, and which is why I believe that God reveals things to us a lot of the time. But the problem is some of us cannot actually tell if it is really God speaking or it is just our mind that is speaking. Because when God said to show me all these revelations, the next revelation I now had was when I was in the house, and in the dream, it looked like my husband was in the choir. He was having choir rehearsal, and he was talking to a lady there in the choir. The same lady that I was pinpointing my husband. I said, leave this lady. They're going to use this lady for you. They want to bring this lady for you. Because all of a sudden, I now saw the girl put on a startup. I love this man. I love this man. When my husband was singing on the altar, I told my husband, I said, how did this girl get too close to you that she's now loving you? And she knows that you have a wife. And she put it on her WhatsApp status. I love this man. The seductive spirit is coming near her. She has it. I will break their head, all of them. And I had that dream during the rehearsal. My husband, in the dream, it feels like I went to do groceries, right? So I saw my mom was in front. I was behind my mom, and my older son was behind me. So, and I saw this man. Immediately I saw the man coming out. I ran and I hid somewhere. In the next phase of the dream, I saw that he went and climbed a mountain, like he was on top of the mountain. So we were just below, looking up at him, right? And then I saw that my mother in the dream was shouting, was like, you're the one that want to destroy my children's marriage, right? You're the one that want to destroy my children's life. You will not, God will expose you, blah, blah, blah. He just looked at my mother, just looked at us, just shook his head, and did like, in that dream. Next thing, he brought broom. You know broomstick, our Nigerian broomstick. He brought like three sticks and threw it at us in that dream. When he threw it at us, my mom and my son lost consciousness in that dream. But me, I was standing. So I was, oh my God, what just happened? I'm actually a strong woman. This thing that this man just threw at us did not even affect me. This was what I was saying in the dream. So I packed I took my mom, I took my son, I threw them into the car, and we were driving home. And then I called my husband. I was like, baby, where are you? Come and see what happened. My mom and my son, they are unconscious. They're unconscious. This your prophet just threw brooms at us. I was like, what are you saying? What are you saying? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Are you in a grinding machine place? I can't hear you. The line went off. The next, not even up to 5 seconds, he now called back again. And it was a video call this time. And I saw him that he was already at home before us. And 2 men from that church were helping him to pack his things. They were helping him to pack his things. And they were tapping him on the back that, don't worry, just go. Come, Papa needs you. Come, let's go. Don't mind this woman. She's not good for you. Just leave her. And I was shocked. I said, baby, no, don't go. Don't listen to them. This man is going to make your life stagnant. Don't listen to him. This was exactly how I was shouting, and I woke up in the dream crying. Then I ran to my husband and said, God, please, look at what I have. I just had a dream. Please, we have to pray. I see separation. I see this marriage is destroyed. Husband, pray. Say, Father, in Jesus' name, nothing will happen in the name of Jesus. Okay, amen. Go and sleep. I said, Oga, are you kidding me? You just had a dream like this. This is how you go to pray. Oh Lord God, they've taken my husband with that. Today now, to God be the glory. In all of this story I want to say, to God be the glory. My husband's eyes are open now. And he opened because of the news that came out a month ago or 2 months ago about that man, that he impregnated a choir member. And apparently the girl said that they've been dating since 2014. She left the church 2017 after she realized that she was pregnant and the man said she should go and abort it. And she said she's not going to abort it, that she's going to speak out. So this is exactly what has been. So he has been sleeping with a lot of people in the church. The wife knows, just like when I look at Tayo Brown's wife, exactly the same thing with the woman. She's under a spell too. The wife is under a spell. She knows what is going on. She's under a spell, but she cannot say anything. Because she's under a spell. She will not see it as anything. If she comes on the stage to preach now, she would just twist. She would even be fighting for her husband. But she knows that a lot of people have been coming to her and telling her that her husband slept with them, her husband slept with them, but she cover it up. She just said, "Doctor, please, let's just cover it up." The man came on the internet. He was telling the judge that he wants the judge to please ban any publication about that story because he's a public figure. People know him. He's going to ruin his business. He's going to ruin his financial life. He's going to ruin his financial interest or whatever topic it was. And the judge said, "I'm disappointed that you as a prophet or a pastor, who you call yourself a pastor, things like this is going on. You say we should not publicize because why? Because you want to hide things like this so that nobody will know. And if you call yourself a public figure or you're a pastor, then I think you should live up to that standard. But at this point in time, I am canceling it. We have to expose this out. Today now, he's not paying any child support because he does not want to have anything to do with the family, with the girl. And that girl, the elder sister, was like a PA too. She was one of the daughters of the prophet too. He will call all of them will come and prophesy. They will prophesy the demonic things that the spirit had passed on them. This is the same thing that is happening in Tayo Brown's church. I'm telling you. This man, this is not them say, I was there. That girl that I'm telling you that was putting her eyes in my husband's side, that girl does not have papers. She does not have her papers. And she has been serving this man for the past 5 years. She does not have her papers. She does not work, obviously, because she does not have her papers in Canada. But she's one of the daughters of the prophet. She's in a choir. She's even Nigerian, and I'm wondering, like, how can a Nigerian person be so gullible like this, making herself look foolish in front of everybody? A lot of them don't have papers. They are living on social assistance. This man bought a house, $50 million house, mansion, and people are dying in the church. Some people cannot even pay rent. I'm telling you that 3 of them will gather together, one saying maybe government will give them government houses. 3-4 people go and live in a 2-bedroom. They'll be sharing houses. You might come up stage, you not give them, you put an envelope. This is how I take care of my members. Why do you have to, honest to God, why do you have to come up stage and come and share envelope? Like, for real? Why can't you do it at the back? Like, do it outside the church. We don't want me to see it. Because you are trying to prove a point and to bring people. Then in fact, you would even say, if you're a new member, come, let me prophesy for you. I said, something is not right. I told them, but I told my husband is not listening until now that we are separated. His eyes are open. He's wherever he is and wherever I am now. And now we have seen the whole truth about the whole thing. Trying to come back. I said, I'm not ready for that again. Stay where you are. Let us go and pray. You need to go for cleansing. Go and cleanse yourself because this man poured too many spirits inside of you. I kept on talking, but you're not listening, obviously because you were under a spell. This is exactly what is happening. Please, we have to talk. We have to bring that man out. We have to really talk about it. Miracle Arena. They've done all night yesterday now. Okay. The all night I watched it. He called one of the choir member out. This is the witchcraft spirit I'm telling you. He called her. How can you stay and you can read people the text messages that people actually made between each other? He read the message. He said, I see the text message. I see what you wrote. I saw the emoji you wrote and all of that. Don't do that again. The girl, he said, bring your phone and show the church and let us see the emoji. And people saw it. He was putting it there on the screen and people saw it. So what is it? Your mother's name is this. Your father's name is this. Kilomache, Your father's name is this. How does that solve our problem? It is the same thing. Then later on, you will not concede. You will come and source it, $500, $600, $50, anything. Oh, God said that we should run a 30 days prayer and fasting. The people fast 30 days, my sister. Back and forth, they're going to church, back and forth. Every day. Sometimes, in fact, this week I just finished, we were going to church 5 a.m. in the morning. When they finish 5 a.m., they finish at 7. People start running to work. Then they come back again 7 p.m. Oh, this is working for God. It's well.
Thank you very much for the. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Wow. Wow, guys, I don't know where to start with this guy. Thank you very much, caller. I appreciate your call.
God bless you.
Amen.
Yeah.
Wow, look at another disaster. Jesus, when is this going to stop, really? When are we going to have, like, nothing to do on this matter? You know, I can't believe another one. Not that I can't believe, most of these Ghanaian one, they're scammers anyway. You know, that's all of the Ghanaian preachers, they're all prophets. That's how you know that they're liars. And I got the wind of that a long time ago. That how can they all be prophets? First of all, I used to ask them, because my old pastor in the previous church that I used to go, he used to bring all sorts of Ghanaian prophets to church. I mean, we can't go 3 months without him bringing a Ghanaian prophet to church, one way or the other. So I used to wonder, why come they're all prophets? Every time you bring them to the church, there's always a prophet, there's always a prophet. And then I decided that let me even look at this prophecy thing idea. Why do I even care for anybody to give me prophecy? I don't care. You know, there are lots of great people that live in the world. Nobody gave them prophecy. What do I need prophecy for? So that's how I rid myself of the shallowness of wanting any prophecy. I don't want prophecy. Mind your own business. Let me live my life, okay? You know, I don't need any prophecy, because even if you tell me, okay, this is going to happen, I have to work hard for it to happen. If I sit down and do nothing, it's not going to happen. It's all sorts of nonsense. So they can't sell me nothing. Prophets, forget about your prophecy. I don't need it. You can't sell me nothing. There's nothing that you're selling that I want to buy. So that's how I got rid of that nonsense in my life. You know, I didn't even buy it in the first place, but I totally destroyed it in my own world. You know, prophecy is null, void. I'm not interested in your prophecy. Let me just live my life. I look around me everywhere. People are not getting prophecies, but they're living their life. They're doing great things, and everything is fine. Is fine with them. So keep your mouth shut. I don't need your prophecy. Then let me just summarize some of the things that the caller talked about. You know, not even what she talks about, because you can go back and listen to it, but points in there that we need to take as wisdom. Fear. I don't know how many times I've mentioned this, but fear is one of the main tools that they use to control you. Anybody that uses fear wants to control you. Anybody that gives you doom and gloom prophecy, even the prophecy that says you're going to be great, is all rubbish. It doesn't matter if somebody says that you're going to be great. Okay, well, you sit down and you see if you're going to be great. If you do nothing, you're not going to be great. So why are you just telling me that I'm going to be great? Thank you for the information. Okay? And then they give you doom and gloom prophecy. Do you have any power to stop that thing from happening? Apart from prayer and thank God, there's nothing you can do. So what is the point? Fear is a way to control you. And anything that they say, if you agree to it, you have to agree to it in order to give it potency. In order for it to have any effect, you have to agree. If you do not agree, it doesn't have effect. You saw the caller when the pastor or the doom and gloom prophet was saying something that she does not agree with. She said she doesn't agree with it. So you have the same power. You have the same authority. Whenever they speak anything, in the first place, you shouldn't go there at all. You shouldn't be in their midst. They shouldn't call you and you listen to them. They know your Lord and personal Savior. Tell them to shut up. You know, you don't have time. You should just tell them that once and for all, so that they know their place. Okay? So, and then they start telling you things. Maybe by mistake you met them somewhere, and then they talk without being asked to talk to you, and then they say something. Just say you don't agree with it. You have to agree with it for this to happen. If you say I do not agree, then it's not going to happen. Okay? So don't give them power. So they have these gimmicks. They have all sorts of gimmicks, which are, you know, all manners of services or a day, you know, this anointing service, this service. They call all different names. A lie. They are liars. They're just wasting your time. They want to keep you busy. They want to take your time. You know, that's all they want to do. Don't allow them to do. They talk about seeds. Forget this seed nonsense. We've dealt with it with Funke Felix Adejimo. Don't waste your time with this seed. Prophecy, I've already mentioned that. Don't talk. And then they said to you, don't talk about pastor, don't talk. You just say, you know what, if you don't want me to talk about you, die. Okay, even if you're dead, go on, I will still talk about you. What about that? Even dead people, there's people still talk about them. So if anybody is telling you you must not talk about them, you should not tell them to go, and if you don't want somebody to talk about you, leave this world. Don't exist anymore in this world. That is the antidote. And even that, sometimes people will still talk about you. You have to come from your grave in order to stop that. So this is all rubbish. It's just fair. Why shouldn't I talk about you? I talk about Jesus. Who are you that I can't talk about? I can talk about anybody that I want to talk about. Who are you? You're not special. They try to aggrandize themselves that if you talk about them, this is going to happen. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Okay? Tell them to shut up. All right? You're not interested. Laugh at them like this baby. You know, let me see if I can get the baby laughter on. Where is it? Oh, let me see. Laugh at them like this. I love this baby. That's how you should be laughing at them. That's how you should laugh at them. So whenever they say, oh, don't talk about them, blah, 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 just say to them, listen, if you're not dead, I'm going to talk about you. I talk about whoever I want to talk about, okay? So it is up to me. I will decide, and I'm going to talk about whoever I want to talk about. Do not agree with them, please. And then they start separation. They're expert in separating you. It's called divide and rule. They always divide family, friends, loved ones. They'll tell you this person is not good, this one is good. It's called divide and rule. Even if you're doing that, stop doing it. It's a lie, it's deception. And your agreement, I can't emphasize on this enough. Whatever anybody says to you, if you agree with it, then you're giving that thing power. If you don't agree with it, there's no power in it. There's no authority in it. Everything, you have to consent to things. Even God is not going to impose himself on you. You have to agree. You have to accept God into your life. So without your agreement, there is no power to that thing. You have to agree to everything. So guys, we're going to go now. I've gone, I think I've done over 2 hours now, or, you know, almost 2 hours. I appreciate you, and I'm going to come back tomorrow, which is the Shrine Day, Sunday, that everyone goes to shrine. So we'll continue tomorrow. I think it was only William that called today from GRA. And nobody else, but I'm grateful for the ones that called and shared their story, especially the last caller. Thank you very much for sharing your story. I'm sure you've enlightened some people. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Guys, you know how much I love you. Too much. But you know who loves you more? Jesus loves you. So unto freedom, your call. You know, don't be afraid. When you know somebody loves you, and when you know that God loves you, you have nothing to fear. All these doom and gloom pastors or religious cults and all these people, they don't have any power over you. They have nothing on you. Okay? So just know, unto freedom, your call. Love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry. Dara says, Maiwa, not too fast. I just want to go. That's why I'm doing it fast. I'm sorry. Yeah, I love you. I'm going to miss you, but I want to go. I want to do something else. Thank you, guys. Bye. Love you. Take care. Bye.